Amira, should we start?
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, good morning as well for those who are joining us from the US and other countries in the world where it is still morning time. My name is Aminata Ali, and I am from USAID Entrepreneurship and Investment, and I'll be moderating this first webinar. So this is the first webinar on our way to Opportunities in Africa Summit, which will be held in New York City from September 18th to 20th. And Opportunities in Africa is an initiative from Witiko in partnership with Pace University, as well as USAID Entrepreneurship and Investment, and a number of other partners, both from the public and the private sector in the US, in Senegal, and the rest of Africa. Kemo will probably tell us more about it. And the objective, the main objective, is to bridge the gap, specifically when it comes to investment between the African continent and the US. Today, we'll be talking about the summit. We'll give you all the information that you need to know in order to participate. So what is Opportunities in Africa? In Africa, who is it for? Why and how to participate? And how will USAID Entrepreneurship and Investment support the companies that decide to participate to the forum. Without further ado, I will introduce very quickly our different panelists, and then I'll hand the floor to Kemo. So we have Kemo Touré, who is the CEO of Witiko. We have Christelle Scharf from Pace University, and Jenaba Chamka, who is the Chief of Party of USAID Entrepreneurship and Investment, who will be joined by Sena Buja and Said Sako, who are both, who are respectively the Director of Financial Services and the Director of Investment of the project, USAID Entrepreneurship and Investment. Kemo, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Aminata, for introducing this webinar. Welcome to everyone for the first series of this webinar. My name is Kemo, founder and CEO of Witiko. We are happy to have you guys here to present you the initiative, which is Opportunities in Africa. Let me just quickly share my screen with the quickly. Yes, so Opportunities in Africa, as Aminata mentioned, the idea is to connect African companies with investors. So this is the 4th edition of this initiative. The first 3 editions were with Pace again, where we started in 2018. So for each summit in New York City, happening at Pace Universities, located not far from the Wall Street, meaning the financial district. The basic idea of this event is to identify African organizations looking for to access to capital, and on the other hand, to work with investors who are investing in African companies in the African continent. So we did start in 2018, 2 years break due to COVID-19, but since last year we resumed this event. And as you may know, in September, there is many things happening in New York. Number one is the United Nations General Assembly, where all the business leaders are around in town in New York, as well as many other activities. So we choose to organize this event in Wall Street, not only because of the United States, but Wall Street is, for those who know, the #1 financial district in the world. So the idea for Opportunities Africa is how to make sure that they can have access to capital the Wall Street way, which means having access to capital the cheapest way. And so this was the last year's photo of the officials, with including some of our partners, the president of Pace University, people coming from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Senegal, of course. And this was the edition, last year's edition. And yeah, so let me just have a quick overview of the past editions. These are a couple of information. We have around 700 people who has attended the different session of Opportunity Africa. We do invite some business leaders as well as African leaders running the continent. As you can see here, you have few speakers we can showcase from different countries, different background. So we'll be happy to share with you, by the way, this deck presenting the whole event. But of course, we have the website of the event where you can find all these relevant information. We do organize this event in partnership with key sponsors and partners around the world, Africa, US, Europe, who made this event possible, because it's a private initiative. Opportunities Africa is a private initiative initially by Wutiko. We have a strong support from Pace University. They give us venue and many more, but also new partners like USAID, investment and entrepreneurship and investment. So this year's edition, we bring some innovation on how we organize this event. Number one is Opportunities Africa is more than a conference. Why? Because number one, we have like 3 pillars. Number one is a platform. Why the platform? Because most of the event, the past editions, we organize the summit. People, they come for the event. We don't know who is in the room. People didn't know how to get benefit of all these informations that are available from investors, etc. So we decided to put the platform opportunitiesafrica.org on the central part of the event. That allows for anyone who is attending the event as a company looking to raise capital, they can come and share, create their account for on the website. Once you have the account, you can put the relevant informations that any investors need to have a great overview of your business. For instance, the industry where your business belongs to, it can be also the location of your business, how much are you looking for, how much have you raised so far, what type of investment are you looking for? Is it private equity? Is it grants? Is it debt? So all these information would be available to investors so that before the event, you as a company, you know which type of investors are around during the event, but also for investors to have a great overview of the portfolio we brought from Africa to the event. But also something really important is what's the value of all the business, the deals that we are bringing to New York to raise capital. Because at the end of the day, what we would like to do with this platform is to make sure that we has reach a certain amount. Our target, personal target was $1 billion investment opportunities to bring to New York. Out of this $1 billion investment opportunity, we need to know how much we have raised for this event. So the platform will be central to anything what we are doing on the platform, and we will continue to support it and to put as much features as needed for the event. Number two, it's a roadshow, but behind the roadshow, for this, to make sure that we are not talking about Africa, we are still doing, right now I'm in London, because we are still doing a series of roadshow in different countries, different economies, whether it's in Africa, I can name Rwanda, Nigeria, Benin, Kenya, Senegal, in the US, more than 10 cities this year, in Europe. So when we go to Europe, US, Asia, we try to identify which investors are interested to the African market. In Africa, we are identifying which companies from which countries are looking for funding. But if I take the case of the US, for instance, we also have the African diaspora who are looking for opportunities, whether they are entrepreneurs, they need to start something, but they are not really connected with the country or in a particular country. So this event is also an opportunity for them to connect to Africa. And the third step, which is the summit itself. The summit is like an in-person conference, a 3 days conference where we connect physically African companies you bring from Africa to investors, whether they are Americans or at the international level. So these are a quick overview of our planning. So the roadshow also include these webinars. We should probably start earlier, but because of many things happening around, we just started this first edition of the webinars. So I think that Aminata will share more information around how the webinar will be organized. Yeah, so the targets is sector agnostic, different background. Since we are in New York, it's UNGA, we have government officials, we have entrepreneurs, talents from the diaspora looking for opportunities in Africa. So in terms of communication, we have different platform we use, social medias, but also traditional communication, press release, etc. And the website, of course, is very central because we make sure that everything you need to know about the event, how to get access to the event, or when, how, what's happening, make sure to share this on the website. So this is a 3 days event again, where we started on Monday 18th to Wednesday 20th. The days are chosen based on the official dates of the United Nations General Assembly to make sure that we have great business leaders around in town and make it easier for you guys who are attending to maximize your participation to the summit. And then, yeah, the venue this year will be at the last 2 days will be at Marriott Hotel downtown. We used to do this event at Pace University, but this year, unfortunately, the main building is under renovation. That's why we just maybe will organize the welcome session event the first day with Pace University. The real venue will be disclosed very soon, but the main session will happen at Marriott downtown. And yeah, for the event, we have many activities, among them the awards to recognize good leaders who are doing things for African continent. It's not only a conference because people mostly New York, you can visit New York 20 times. You will always find something new. So great city for business, but also to enjoy yourself. That's why we added some attractions in terms of, you know, tour guide. Last year we were at Ellis Island, which is the island next to the Statue of Liberty, but also we do party. So for those who wanna have, you know, to enjoy themselves, to have a great view of New York by night, this is also something we do. Another thing which is really important for the event is, in addition to the formal conference, we make sure that we do organize side event. It's a dinner, private dinners for our partners and sponsors to make sure that in addition to the regular conference, they have enough time to connect together. Yeah, so we have for this year certain services we provide for our partners, and we make sure that based on what we get as feedback of the previous years, we have like small entrance fees for anyone to be able to attend the event. So the first day with Pace University, which is day around tech, will be, the access will be free, totally free. but at Marriott Hotel Downtown, because of the number of seats are limited, but also because we would like to guarantee that everyone has, we have good food of quality and quantity for everyone, we decided to put a small amount for food and beverage, which is $300 to make sure that anyone who is coming, you don't have to work outside the venue, and this will guarantee and maximize your presence, your attendance to the event. And along with these standard tickets, we have VIP tickets because the event we are organizing outside Marriott Hotel Downtown, which will be private dinners on Wall Street, the networking. This is mostly dedicated to, let's say, our sponsors, but anyone who can afford the VIP ticket is also welcome to be with us. And now for companies who are looking to have more visibility around the event, they have 3 different packages they can choose from to be a sponsor of the event, but also to maximize their presence, the visibility on the event. Of course, this document will be shared for those who are on the website very soon, so that we can see and choose what is the best option for you if you are willing to attend the event in New York. So yeah, Aminata, this is what I can share about Opportunities in Africa this year. And of course, I know that maybe there are many questions. I hope I will, yes, I'm on time. Or yeah, let me know if there is anything to add. So feel free to ask questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kemo. So for those who have joined us halfway through Kemo's presentation, we have the chat box for your questions, and we'll have a Q&A session, a question and answers session at the end of the presentations. So Pace University is the historical partner of Witiko through the organization of the Opportunities in Africa Summit. So I will give the floor to Christelle Scharf, so she can tell us more about PACE, its intervention, and how it will be supporting the summit. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Yes, very happy to be part of this panel. So yes, I will tell a little bit about our PACE, and I became, in fact, involved in Opportunities in Africa, and tell you a little bit about how PACE will be involved. So a little bit about me to know how I'm involved with Africa. So I'm an associate dean currently at Pace University, and I oversee activities in innovation, in entrepreneurship, in international partnerships, and in interdisciplinary programs. I'm also a professor of computer science. And my link with Senegal is that I began to work in Senegal in 2009, created a project called Mobile for Senegal that trained more than 500 mobile developers. I also work with, co-founded Mjangal, a coding school. And over the years, I was lucky also to get involved with US programs like Fulbright. I was a Fulbright scholar twice, one in UCAD and one in Bombay, to give me like a complete view of the educational system in Senegal, but also of Senegal itself. And I do a lot of my research, in fact, is based on Senegal with AI, especially fashion and AI, mobile tech for social change and global software engineering. So and Pace University, yes, is where I work. I've been there for a very long time, and it's really located in Wall Street, near Brooklyn Bridge, near City Hall, and it's a university which motto is Opportunitas. So that's what we enforce in every aspect of education, service, research, and everything. So it's really like a great place to be, and we are very close to Silicon Alley. Yes, entrepreneurs dream of Silicon Valley, but here we are Silicon Alley. So all the big tech companies are around, and New York City is known for being a media also company, and so on. So at Pace University, we have different schools, and I'm from the Seidenberg School, and the Seidenberg School really supports the initiative. And just to let you know that the Computer Science and Information Systems School is celebrating 40 years this year, and that will be in October, so just after Opportunities in Africa. So how did Pace got involved? So of course, everything is linked with, I think, a personal relationship first, and then it becomes like more institutionalized. But Pace hosted the 3 previous editions. Kemo, I met him very long ago in Senegal during a meetup. And then we met again in Hyderabad in India. We were there with the US program. And then I got into Opportunities in Africa because Kemo launched it, and he was looking into having it in the US. So that was really great, and it was also an opportunity. So about how will Pace be involved in this edition? So first, we have a dedicated team in Seidenberg and at Pace overall. 4 of my colleagues, in fact, 3 of my colleagues and myself, we came to Senegal in February for the launch at the DARE. So as a higher education institution, we are really looking in creating opportunities for our students, but also for students around the world. Just to let you know also the linkage of Pace with Africa, even this summer, I was involved in 3 different programs where students from Ethiopia, Ghana, and Kenya, in fact, came from these countries and had a program at Pace. So our students also travel around the world. Also, our students come from 120 different countries. So we have a very diverse population. Concerning Africa, Nigeria is the most represented population in our student body. So Pace is also as a school that started, in fact, as a business school. Entrepreneurship is very important for us. So Seidenberg has many initiatives, including the most recent one is with Qatar, where we are welcoming, in fact, very established entrepreneurs from Qatar very soon. Pace Entrepreneurship Studio will be very involved this year also. We have also relationship with accelerators within New York. So just also I forgot to mention, there's also all these editions and the next one are also really possible through the support of leadership, and in particular the Dean of Seidenberg and of course the President. So we want Pace students also to be involved because we want them to know what is happening in the world of technology, business, entertainment, etc. So we have some student entrepreneurs at Pace, and we would love to involve them. So last time Kemo visited, when we visited the Pace Entrepreneurship Lab, we met with an entrepreneur from Nigeria who created Gamer, so it's African home of gaming. So we have some students from Africa and who are also entrepreneurs. So our students will volunteer for to make the experience of everybody smooth and enjoyable. We'll build on previous result, and in particular, so what happened. So Kemo was talking about creating opportunities. So in our education system also, we're trying to have opportunities for our students, for the diaspora, for the attendees who came, in fact, from the previous editions. So just for example, we had some participants who sent their children to our STEM camp this summer. We had some faculty, in fact, from Senegal who spent 3 months in our institution. So this is just example of things that can happen and that we are like very happy about, and that would not be possible without opportunities in Africa. So what I can just tell you more is like see you at Pace University and in New York. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christelle. I'm very sure that the entrepreneurs and the companies present in the webinar will take full advantage of what PACE has to offer during the Opportunities in Africa Summit, but also beyond, because what we're trying to do is build partnerships for greater results for everyone, greater impact on everyone. So I will hand the floor to Mrs. Jenaba Chamka from USAID Entrepreneurship and Investment, who is a partner to this year's edition and who will tell us what USAID Entrepreneurship and Investment is about, and also how we are planning to support this year's edition with Seynabou Dia and Said Sako. So Jenaba, the floor is yours. Again, we have the chat. The chat is open for those who want to ask questions, or we'll have a question and answer session at the end of the presentations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aminata. Good morning, everyone. Bonjour. We have many fellow French speakers. Assalamu alaikum. Christelle, while listening to you, I realized there's so much we can do. So Kemo, thank you for potentially liaising us with someone we can might be working with, and thank you for your soft tools for Senegal. That means the world to us. Thank you to all the partners and fellow participants to this important first inaugural and teasing webinar. I'm Jenaba Chamka. I'm the Chief of Party for USAID Entrepreneurship and Investment, that project that started 2 years ago, focus on entrepreneurs, focus on supporting entrepreneurs and bringing investment within the Senegalese ecosystem, entrepreneur ecosystem. Why is it important for us to participate? Investment, promoting investment is at the heart of our activity and part of our mandate, which is why we are very thrilled to be part of the Opportunities Africa Summit for the 4th edition. Kemo, once again, many thanks for associating us to this important activity for us and for entrepreneurs, which is a way to boost the Senegalese entrepreneurs and giving them opportunity to liaise with international investors and beyond. Our commitment to this initiative is founded on the vision of empowering future and existing entrepreneurs, creating new businesses, and fostering opportunities for growth, innovation, and innovative and adapted business approaches. Within the project, we are really dedicated to cultivating a business-oriented mindset and making a significant impact on the landscape of African entrepreneurship and beyond. When we talk about entrepreneurship, everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. How to be one is really what we're trying to foster and promote within our project through our first component. What is our mission within this specific project? Our mission is to support the government of Senegal to develop their journey by equipping entrepreneurs, especially the youth and women, with abilities to create or maintain viable businesses that can contribute significantly to sustainable and inclusive growth for Senegal. In Senegal, we realize that every year 300,000 people are entering the job market. I don't think all those 300,000 are able to just find directly a job. So we're giving them also the opportunity to find an alternative solution through entrepreneurship, but entrepreneurship by doing the right business. Our key objectives are to, focus on developing entrepreneurial mindset, enhancing business development services, providing access to financing, fostering partnership for business growth to better connect the dots, and leverage our activities and support we're providing to entrepreneurs at all levels. We are supporting entrepreneurs at different levels, from the seed entrepreneurs all the way to the micro, small, and medium enterprises. We are focused on the priority sectors of the government, which are also USAID's priority sectors: agriculture, renewable energies, digitization, health, cultural and creative industries, but also WASH, However, we're not really just focused on those specific sectors. We are also open to any other sector that might be productive and interesting for any entrepreneurs that need support. Our targets, once again, are youth and women. And we are focused on 4 key components that we call our modus operandi in a way. The first one is inspiration. What is inspiration? It is a way to just facilitate the peer-to-peer learning and the creation of informal social networks for youth and women, making ready the information for the different youth and women that are ready to be entrepreneurs. We are planting the seeds for these entrepreneurs that wants to move forward to the next steps. We are also promoting improved management practices and knowledge sharing in growing businesses through B2B networks, such as Chamber of Commerce and so forth. Our second component is a non-financial support, which is called BDS Development Services, which will be quite critical today during this for this specific activity. How do we do so? By expanding affordable incubation services and diverse support for young enterprises. Well, that's one of the reasons why, Christelle, I was telling you we may be able to discuss further to see how we can partner together, because we are working with many universities that have incubation services, and it would be great to see how we can benchmark and support them further. We also provide strategic consulting to enhance management system in growing businesses. And the third component is the heart of this project, which is investment, financial support. How do we link growing businesses to local, regional, and international investment fund? How do we provide the required funds for our entrepreneurs to boost up their activities and move forward? How do we work also with financial institutions to develop customized financial products for growing businesses, but also for inclusive entrepreneurs? And the fourth component is partnership. How do you connect the dots? How do we optimize public and private investment to improve access to BDS services and skills for women and youth? Why it's important to be here today? We believe that empowering entrepreneurs is key to economic growth and sustainable development. Collaborative efforts with Wutiko and partners does aim to create a vibrant ecosystem for innovation and prosperity in Africa. We really salute and thank Wutiko for this very great opportunity for African entrepreneurs. We pledge to support entrepreneurs who will participate to the summit with the right tools for investment readiness and pitching techniques throughout the upcoming webinars. Our pride resides in those entrepreneurs closing deals, and we cross our fingers for that partnership as a result of their participation to the summit. We look forward to continuing our efforts to foster entrepreneurship and investment in Senegal, the Remo region, and beyond. I don't want to be too long. I will hand over to my colleague, Seynabou and Said, to better describe our support within this specific activities for opportunity in Africa. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jainaba. Like you've said, USAID Entrepreneurship and Investment is pledges to support entrepreneurs, pledges to support the whole summit organization. So we'll go into details as far as how our intervention allows us to do so. So first, I'll give the floor to Seynabou Dia, who's our Director of Financial Services. She will tell us more about what we have in store for entrepreneurs who participate to the forum. Seynabou, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Aminata. Thank you, Jainaba. Hi, everyone. My name is Seynabou Dia. I'm the Financial Services Director of USAID Entrepreneurship and Investment. I'm going to talk briefly about our support on the technical aspects until the next webinars. I just want to tease you and bring you back to the upcoming ones. But first, I would like to congratulate Kemo and his team for setting up this wonderful platform enabling African companies to connect with investors. They do need this kind of opportunity to increase their chances of growing and going global. USAID ENI technical role for African entrepreneurs on the road of this to this summit will be to review financial documentation, especially pitch deck and teaser, to provide tips on how to attract and convince investors to recommend high potential entrepreneurs likely to meet investors' criteria. I'm going to stop here as we are planning to organize other webinars, in which we will providing more information on each point. But in the meantime, do not hesitate to reach out if needed. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Seynabou. So documentation and how to convince investors, these are aspects that sometimes are different to, difficult to get for entrepreneurs. So I believe this will be a great asset to the support that we'll be providing entrepreneurs with. Said, if you can tell us a little more about our investment readiness and as well as the pitching techniques. Thank you.
Thank you, Aminata. Hi, everyone. My name is Said. I'm the investment director of the program, and it's nice to be here to have the opportunity to present to you what we do daily, what is our daily job, if I can say it like this. So, Seynabou said it, we used to support entrepreneurs in their investment readiness. What does it mean? It means that we meet entrepreneurs with high potential in the priority sector of USAID. I mean, agriculture, wash, or education, TIC. I mean, also health, and the last one is cultural and creative industry. So we met the entrepreneur, we take time to understand the activity, to know what are the challenges, and also to understand better what are the needs to develop the activities. And then when we identify that this is a good business to raise funds or to be supporting in the structuration, we support the company in all the, metrics that can permit to the company to develop its activity. It can be accountability, it can be also business modeling, it can be financial management, and also governance. But the focus is made on the elaboration of documentation. As Seynabou said before, and also Jenaba and even Aminata, we went the companies to raise money with investors, local investors, international investors. So we make the focus on elaboration of documentation as financial model with international standards, pitch deck, and also teaser. And once we finalize all this part of documentation, the specific challenge of the MSMEs is to discuss with investors, engage the investors, make them, interest from the activity. So what we do is connect them with investors that can meet the criteria or that can, have an interest of the company. And also we are supporting all the transactions. So till the starting of the conversation with the investors, from the starting of the conversation with the investors till the closing of the transaction. So within the process, I'm sorry, you have the term sheet signing. You also have the legal aspect and maybe some part of the project that I don't want to say here, but this is how the focus we made to make sure that we can support a company from the beginning till the company is able to raise the money. Beside that, we developed some innovative mechanism with weak capital, like this is a NECRI investment mechanism. Another one with MFIs that we are developing right now. So maybe we can talk a bit more about it during our next conversation, master classes. And the last one is a bond we are structuring right now with Seychelles. So all of this means that we can support the company in the pitch deck or to prepare even their pitch to talk with investors during the opportunity in Africa. So that's why we are here, and we are glad to be here. And I'm open to talk with the companies and see if they see this as an opportunity. I'm sure that they see it as an opportunity, but if we can support them to, present well their businesses to the investors based here or based in especially in USA during this activity. Thank you, and see you soon or talk to you soon.
Thank you, Said. So that was it for USAID entrepreneurship support. Like they said, we have a number of tools that we can provide entrepreneurs who wish to participate with. It goes from all the documentation that is needed from the pitch deck and so on that they will need to present investors with. Also, we'll be assisting with negotiating with these investors and how to pitch a project, because you can have a great project and not necessarily know how to present it in a way that will catch an investor's interest to the point where he would bet on your company. So feel free register to participate to Opportunities in Africa. We'll be happy to support you. We'll be happy to support you here online through our upcoming webinars, because we'll be having a series of webinars to ensure that those who will participate will be well prepared. And once that is done, once in New York as well, you will be supported by our various teams to ensure the investment from partners who will be participating. So we will open the question and answers session. So for those who have questions, kindly raise your hands, and we'll be giving you the floor for your questions. And kindly specify what type of company you have, what your question is, and who you would want to answer to that question. Thank you. And for those who are shy, the chat box is actually open. So you can actually ask your questions in the chat box, and we'll be happy to respond to those.
Aminata, I think maybe some people like to speak in French, so feel free to speak in French if you want. It's not mandatory to speak in English.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Could you please present yourself? Introduce yourself, sorry.
So I'm Mustafa Cham. I'm a West Young African entrepreneur here in the Republic of Senegal. I'm basically founder and CEO of Centec Energy, a startup company that focuses on business development, on agriculture, and as well digitalization. So I complete my study in Japan in Ritsumeikan University. And then after I have got back from Japan, to involve in entrepreneurship here in Senegal. So currently I'm working to some different projects relating digital, also solar electrification in rural areas, and as well to connect solar energy and agriculture under the partnership with Israel and Ankara, some Senegalese institution. So I would like, first of all, to thank you and also for all presentators about the deep insights of their work. So as an entrepreneur, my first question is like how to join the Africa Summit opportunity. And also my second question is going for the staff of maybe like USAID, how an entrepreneur can be supported by your organization as well.
Kemo, would you want?
Yeah, yeah, sure. So, can we take few questions and then we answer, or yeah?
Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Take the first part of the question.
Hello.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that. Yes.
Hello. Hello. Good evening.
Yes. Yes. Good evening, Mr. Emmanuel.
Yeah. Thank you. Good evening from us here. Don't know what time or in other places, but then my name is Amos Emmanuel, and I'm quite happy to have been part of this event, though I actually joined a bit late. But then I run a software company here, and I happen to be the UN World Summit Award National Expert for Nigeria. So in the last 15 years, I know I've managed quite a lot of innovators that are presented on that platform. And I'm also grateful to have Dr. Christelle here, also doing this quite well in Senegal. And so I can see her do this in the other part of the world. I'm quite fascinated with what I see here about this program, and will be very interested to know how we plug in here from Nigeria, and particularly my ecosystem, to see how we can make a very good use of the opportunities that we have on the African Summit projects that you offer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Amos. Do we have another question? All right, so Kemo, I'll give you the floor so you can answer part of those questions. Maybe someone else will be able to complete.
Yeah, I will start with my
raised her hand.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mariama Sumare, yes.
Yes, Madam Sumare. It's Madam Sumare from Buntubi. You have the floor. Madam Sumare, can you hear us?
Oh, let me activate the sound. Do you hear me? No?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can hear
Okay.
you.
Thank you very much. I say that I'm very happy to join this meeting. And my question will follow the one of Mustafa Char concerning about the support of entrepreneurship. And I must tell that I am basically a support association, entrepreneurship support association called the Ubuntu Dev. So my question is, what kind of support could I expect from this initiative, African investment, and particularly in terms of materials? So because I how to say that I try to develop the second phases of my initiative, but I need support. I need access to materials, to equipment, in order to accomplish tools and solutions that I have planned in my work plan for the two coming years. So what kind of support may I expect from your initiative? That's my question. I don't know if I'm very, very clear. My English is not very, very good. So if you want me to tell it in French, I think that it would be very, very clear.
You have good English.
I'm just right.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Sumare.
Thank you.
Do we have another question?
Yeah.
In the chat box, I think we have a question from Lalita.
Okay. I am a PACE alumni, and I'm in very initial stage of entrepreneurship. Just have an idea. So, what kind of opportunities, guidance can I expect from the webinars? All right. So I think we can get to the responses. Kemo, should I give you the floor for you to
Yeah,
to
yeah,
cover most of them,
yeah.
and then we can complete?
Yeah, I can start by my Oga from Nigeria. I'm a Senegalese Nigerian, Amos. Wutiko is also incorporated, in fact, in Lagos, in Nigeria. So last year we have a strong delegation from Nigeria, companies running business. So I think that there are many things to consider today. As you know, Nigeria is #1 economy in Africa. In terms of investment, we have many VC firms, many investment attraction from Nigeria. If it's the tech ecosystem, it's maybe one of the, let's say, largest tech ecosystem in Africa. So that said, I think that to connect your question to the first one, which is how to come to attend the summit, it depends on the size of your company. Again, what we did this year is something that can answer this question. We know that there is a challenge for anyone to attend the event because of the cost, which is so high for certain companies. We have startups, for instance, we try to find partners like DER or in Senegal or USAID, who can maybe select some startups to try to see if they can support them financially. But mostly, most of our participants, they come by themselves. Depending on your the size of your business, how much you are looking for. If you are looking for small amounts, let's say less than $50,000, I don't know, we cannot recommend someone to spend 10K, 20K to go and look for $50,000. But for those who are a startup, but let's say on the Series A, looking for, let's say, amount of money from $200,000, $1 million or above, it's worth for them to say, okay, let me invest in my company to attend to the event, because this is #1, giving opportunity to pitch my business to investors, to enlarge my network, etc. So it depends on the size of your business, the interest of you may have for your business to be showcased in New York. And of course, we in our side, we are trying to make sure that we're going to partner with different type of partners who will be able to bring us not only big companies, but small companies who are bringing innovation in the African economy. So this is what I can say for this question on how to attend. Of course, you need to have your visa. I know visa is a big issue for some of, as an African, the visa is an issue. So if you have already visa, it's easier. If you don't, the queue is very, very, very long to get a visa to the US. So, but we are online. The website is here. You can still submit your startup, your company on the website. With the series of webinar we are doing, you can benefit from certain advisory in terms of how to prepare your business idea, how to pitch your idea, etc. We hope that for those who cannot afford to come to New York, this series of webinar can help them grow their business. So just before to give you the floor, Aminata, I have the team, my team members are here. The MD of Wutiko USA, Papndao, is around. Lucille, who has worked a lot to make this webinar happen, as well as Kahin. So thank you for all of you. Of course, I think that this is a good start for the next step of the webinar. Yeah.
Thank you, Kemo. So as far as USAID entrepreneurship and investment is concerned, like our colleagues have said earlier, we'll provide support to entrepreneurs when it comes to their preparation to actually interact with investors, whether it's the documentation aspect or the pitching aspect and any other type of support that will go towards them raising capital or raising investment when they go to New York. So this is our daily activity. So we'll be happy to put it in contribution for this activity. Feel free to get in touch with us, like Kemo has said, and we can provide you with additional information. And bear in mind as well that we will be having other webinars. So stay connected on our social media. So we'll be sending you, we'll be sharing information about specific subjects that will be covered on upcoming webinars. So, pour ceux qui parlent français également, n'hésitez pas à nous écrire ou à prendre la parole et nous nous ferons un plaisir de répondre à vos questions en français également. Je vois qu'il y a des requêtes sur le chat et je pense que Lucille est également à votre disposition pour répondre à ces questions-là que vous pourrez avoir. Nous sommes entièrement à votre disposition en tout cas. Je pense qu'on a fait le tour. Kemo, il reste juste la question par rapport au... oh, sorry, I'm going to switch to English. There is this last question about Lalitha, who wanted to know what to expect from upcoming webinars as she is at an ideation phase of her business, of her project.
Sure. I think that as we said, we have this series of webinars. Today is the first day where the idea is to introduce ourselves, to present what is the event about. And the next, we'll be happy to share with you very soon the agenda of the upcoming webinar, where the idea will be to go straight forward on choosing what are the priorities in terms of, let's say, how to pitch in front of investors, or how to structure my pitch deck, okay? What I need to have in order to be ready to get investment. So these are very technical webinars that are coming, because what we would like is to make sure that before we go to the summit, those who are attending or who will be joining later, they have all these resources in partnership with USAID. I don't know how we say it in USAID and other partners, to make sure that we have these tools and recommendations. But also we will probably, in addition to USAID, to bring some, example of entrepreneurs who has raised fund so far, or those who can bring, let's say, some information that would be maybe relevant to those who are interested to raising capital, raising fund, because again, this event is about to raise capital, how to raise fund, how to get access to capital, the Wall Street way. So we would like to make sure that you get all the tools before the event.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kemo. So do we have more questions? We have got to the last part of our webinar.
Perfect. We are on time.
Yes,
I like that.
Yeah, looks like we no longer have any questions. Thank you all for joining us. So, like Kemo said, at the end of his
Miami is asking about her question. Miami Sumari. I think it hasn't been addressed.
Oh,
how we can support her as a project.
Yes,
that's part of your key support. So I think you can take that one.
Yes, definitely. So Mariama, as far as we're concerned, I was saying earlier that we will support entrepreneurs who decide to go through various aspects of interacting with investors, preparing the documentation that they want to present to these investors, helping them negotiate, and also preparing them to pitch their project to investors. So this is the support that we have now. When it comes to you potentially meeting investors for equipment, maybe Kemo, once you have a list of, maybe we need to know what type of equipment you need first, I think. Maybe you can communicate us what you want, what you need in terms of equipment, and once we have that, then maybe we can see if we can pair you with some investors who have registered to the activity. Kemo, is that correct?
Please, can you repeat? Sorry, I missed you.
Yes, I was saying she wants to know how she would go about to receive equipment support. So I was telling her maybe she could communicate us the type of equipment that she needs, and on that basis, we'll be able to pair her with investors who are within that specific sector, and who can potentially be useful to what she's looking for. And then we would be able to support her in the documentation as well as the pitching techniques for her to convince these investors.
Yeah, of course, to Mariama and to everyone, again, go to the website. For instance, we have a certain number of questions we ask. So fill the form with all your relevant questions and information. Based on your needs, we will try to find the best partner to connect you with. Whether it's like non-financial support or financial support. So feel free to fill the form. I think that will be easier for you to maximize your attention, the investors' attention. Yeah.
All right, so this is something that we'll be able to. Jenaba?
No, I was just saying, if it's if this goes beyond opportunities in Africa, we'll be also very happy to see how we can liaise with LocAfrique post Opportunities Africa. And I'm seeing a very good partner of ours, Lamine Fall, and that's someone I was about to actually people that I was about to send invitation for this Opportunities Africa, how you guys can also bring your support to this very important event as Global Green Growth Institute. So if we can just leave it for 1 minute, I know we over time to Lamine before we just depart. Thank you. Good to see you, Lamine.
Jenaba, and I just wanted to mention real quick that Mariama is one of the mentors for USAID Entrepreneurship and Investment as well. So she's been supporting our initiative very well since the beginning.
Thank you, Maya. More reason for us to push you forward. Thank you. Thank you for this countless support and precious to us.
Mr. Fall, you have the floor.
Yes, hi everyone, and thank you for giving me the floor. I would start by apologizing for not keeping in touch because I have been doing other things besides than GGGI, but we'll be more than happy to support in any way possible. I'm very happy to see what you're doing, this great initiative to find out about it. I actually joined because I'm kind of in the same space, doing consulting to provide support, especially in the green growth and climate finance space and the carbon market space. But definitely think that there will be some added value and great partnership between what you're doing now and GGGI. Still have friends and connections there, and we'll be happy to liaise. Good to see you guys, and great to see the great things that you are currently doing.
So I think you will be a great partner. Kemo, we'll see how to liaise you with Lamine. Lamine, can you send me your new email address and see how we can connect you with Kemo? And then that brings it to Aminata. Maybe see how GGI can also support this initiative if we can also do that liaison as well. Thank you, Lamine.
Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you, Jenaba. So again, thank you all for joining us. We hope that you found this webinar useful, and that you will be participating in the Opportunities in Africa Summit to meet with investors, and raise capital for your different businesses. US Space University and USAID Entrepreneurship and Investment are here to support through the process of actually preparing to participate to the summit through, like I said earlier, investment readiness support, negotiation in general, and then pitching techniques, as well as any type of logistic support that you could be requiring from the organization PACE and Wutiko. Thank you all again. Feel free to reach out to Wutiko, PACE, or ourselves at USAID Entrepreneurship and Investment. We'll be happy to answer any question you may have. And like Kemo was saying earlier, we have a lot of information on the website, so do not hesitate to actually go on there and see if some of your questions have already been answered. So, all right, we hope that we'll have a lot of entrepreneurs join us in this event. Thank you all for joining us. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.